Hello again, I'm Jonathan and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to do a quick sort of in-box, out-of-box review of a recent 1/48th figure set from ICM. Often when I look at figure reviews on YouTube, I'm frustrated by the lack of detail that's provided. Often it's very much a cursory, oh look, there's a head, there's a body, isn't that nice, let's move on. I'm very keen on figures. I came to the hobby through figure painting really, and I'm keen to have a deep dive into this figure set, just to sort of show the quality that this box contains. Okay, enough preamble, let's get on to the figures. Right, so the figure set is 48090. It's the RAF Bomber and Torpedo pilots of the Second World War. It contains 5 chaps, 3 sort of marquee figures of the pilots here, and 2 torpedo technicians. Is that what they are? And this is sort of in keeping with ICM's format of boxing. So you get pilots and ground crew, which I welcome. I think it's a lovely way of presenting a figure set. Now the 3 marquee figures here, now of course they're the ones that catch everyone's eye. They're the ones that caught my eye when I saw this box art. But let's not overlook these 2 fellows down here. I just kind of thought they would be some supporting cast, as the ground crew of many of these figure kits are, and indeed they are kind of supporting cast. However, as we'll get to it shortly, I think they're rather lovely. The torpedo doesn't come in this box. It is available separately, and I may well get that torpedo and make a little vignette out of these 2. But they're notable. They are notable little figures, and particularly this one here. You'll notice that he is a ginger slaphead. And it's all credit to ICM for giving representation to ginger slapheads. You just don't see enough of them around, do you? Okay, so enough of what's on the box. Let's have a look what's inside. There is the usual painting guide, fairly simple painting guide. All you need for the 5 figures inside, and you'll notice the slaphead has grown some hair between the box art and here, or he's lost hair between here and the box art, I don't know. And there's just 1 sprue containing the 5 figures. In relatively recent times, ICM have taken to moulding their figures in this grey plastic. They used to do it in this sort of tan coloured one, and I prefer this kind of plastic. It's slightly harder than the grey plastic. I find that with the grey plastic sets from ICM, there's a little bit of flash here and there, a little bit of mould parting lines are slightly more evident than they ever were in that tan plastic. I get the impression that the tan plastic may just have held detail just a tiny little bit better. There must be a reason why ICM have changed from the tan to the grey plastic. Whatever it is, fine, that's their decision. They know what's best for them. I would prefer a return to the tan plastic, but I'll settle for the grey one. Okay, this is previously mentioned ginger slaphead. Now you can see he's got hair here too. And as is standard with ICM, they have very, very convincing drapery all around. Nicely sharp details where needed. For instance, the top of the pocket there, the edges of the boots, really very good. You can see the part lines and the flash that is evident that I mentioned earlier. It's very fine. It won't take long to clean out, but I would prefer it if it weren't there. So here's Ginger's top. And again, you can see just how wonderfully sharp the moulding is. Beautiful details, tiny little bits of wrinkles around the waistline. Again, nice drapery around the elbows. Very sharply rendered tie and collar. His colleague, equally good. It looks like they could be brothers, but equally good moulding. And I will just show you his torso. Again, very, very fine, sharp detail on the shirt front or the jacket front, and look at that really beautifully fine ribbing on the sweater there. I mean, it may well be overscaled, but it's 1/48th. You're going to really struggle. Anyone's going to struggle to replicate ribbing in 1/48th scale, and I think Yeah, this is about as good as it gets. It's outstanding quality. Just look at that. And it means that the painter won't necessarily have to paint in texture and detail. It's provided in 3D relief for them. This is the pilot, who is on the right hand side of the trio on the box art. Again, absolutely beautiful little facial details there. All these figures from ICM seem to have their own identity. There's his flying helmet he's holding in his left arm. Again, there's some flash evident there, but it'll swipe off really easily. Likewise around the shoulder of his flying jacket there. And talking of flying jacket, again, very subtle lamb's wool texture on there. In my opinion, not overdone. Just about all you need in 1/48 scale to paint it convincingly. Wonderfully sharp detail around the belt and the zip. It's just exquisite. The next fellow is the central of the 3 box art figures. Lovely little moustache there on him. Wonderful detail of the RAF badge on the cap. Beautifully rendered fingers with knuckles. And again, superbly sharp detail of the belt, the waist belt, and the zipper. So the final figure is the left hand of the box art trio. Again, not just another generic 1/48 head they've stuck on. This is, it's designed for this figure, it seems. And there's the parachute he's carrying in his left arm. You might possibly wish to replace this with a little piece of wire, but it's not really necessary. His legs again show very convincing drapery all around, and very fine detail on the boots. There's the other leg. And finally, for the front of these figure sets, this is the torso of that left-hand figure. Now, I mentioned in the previous video how ICM figures are approaching the quality of resin figures, and it holds true to this figure set too. I mean, just look at this beautiful piece here. Look how fine the detail is around the harness, and look at the stitching you have there and there. It's just remarkable that ICM have considered to put that in, and that they've been capable of moulding it. It's a beautiful little figure set. I will show you the rear if you're interested in the back of the figures. That's the one we were just looking at. I don't know if these should be buckles, or if they're just some kind of slider or fastener. I'll have to do some research on that. If they're buckles, they don't show any buckle detail. I suspect that they are not meant to be buckles. They are just a loop or something. But I'll have to look into that. So there's the 2 torpedo technicians, whatever they are. Back to the parachute being carried. Back of a flight jacket there, and again there. I risk repeating myself with the adjective exquisite, but I really do think these are exquisite little things. I don't know if you noticed, there's even detail in the ears. I mean, it's not entirely accurate. You wouldn't expect it maybe on a 1/48 figure, but again, hats off to ICM for putting some in there and making it look passably acceptable. Looking at all these figures, it's kind of whetted my my figure painting appetite again, and I have a number of ICM 1/48 sets, and I've got the itch to do a little bit of painting. So I may do 1 or 2 figures and put those up on this channel soon. Anyway, I hope that video was interesting to you, and if you are considering one of these ICM 1/48 sets, you now know the quality that awaits you if you buy it. I wholeheartedly recommend buying them. They are outstanding. I will see you again soon with another video. Thanks for watching.